Hey everybody, so I'm walking up our back staircase last week with my friend Tong, and I turn to her and I ask, very matter-of-factly, what time am I going to give you a haircut today? And as we round the corner, she turns to me with a smile and replies, completely matter-of-fact, after I cut yours. And so I laughed out loud, because that's 10th degree black belt level wit and timing for anyone, let alone a 5-year-old operating their second language. So why share this story? Well, this is a feat of language and code switching that's only achievable through immersion education. So let me break down what happened in that interaction. First, consider the number of linguistic, social, and context clues that Tong needed to interpret and react to in fractions of a second. At the most basic level, she needed to be able to understand the vocabulary, the words that I was saying, as a complete non sequitur. That's a word or a phrase that's stated without context, what the kids call totally random. For those of you who are second language learners and bilinguals, you know that we construct a lot of meaning from language by knowing the topic under discussion. Like for me, for example, if I'm attending a meeting in Chinese, my second language, I need to know what's going on beforehand so I can get my bearings. In this case, I just asked Tong about the haircut with zero context, which means she understands the language at a near native level. Second, she needed to spend enough time with me to know that I'm a joker. This all on its own is a complex web of social signals and experiences that she has needed to process over time. In many educational settings, second language instruction is push-in, so it's one teacher servicing a number of classrooms and seeing students for about an hour a day. You know, that style can help children build vocabulary and learn grammar rules, but it can't achieve the level of seamless communication that Tong demonstrated with her witty retort. Finally, this exchange with Tong is an excellent example of code switching. Code switching is the ability of an individual to operate and communicate in another culture in addition to another language. Sarcasm, it's central to humor in many Western cultures, but it's not really central to the Chinese humor tradition. So again, Tong is reaching across a cultural divide to make a joke. It seems so simple, but it's really remarkable. I spend all day, 5 days a week with my young learners. I watch them play, I listen to them talk to each other, and I guide their learning. At the same time, they watch and listen to me day in, day out, getting to know me. This allows me to know each child as an individual, and for them to reliably know and understand me, not just my words, but often my train of thinking and my intentions. Folks need to understand that early childhood education is, at its core, an exercise in relationship building, and relationships take time. I'm so happy that I have the time to develop inside jokes with the children in my care. It's been my joy and privilege to spend my career working in language immersion contexts. I don't spend my days teaching English. Instead, I spend my days developing relationships with children that inspire them to develop the language skills required to be in a relationship with me and with other English speakers. It takes more time, and sometimes the weekly progress isn't obvious, but it's language learning that lasts. It's language learning for a lifetime. I know that Tong has got a bright future ahead. From her few short years with us at our school, she's absorbed far more than just language. She's acquired an entire way of being in the world. That will never be lost, no matter what educational path she follows. Aren't children remarkable?